It is 1857 on Sunday, April the 19th. Yes, the 19th. April the 19th. The 19th of April. Hey, we're back for Lucky Number episode 13. I should have said episode lucky. I don't know how I should have said it. However, this is episode 13, and I guess that's considered to be a lucky number by some. Actually, it's the opposite. Anyway, here we are. We have another edition of this video, which is... This is chicken thigh, this is mixed vegetables, and this is what? What is this? Fried potatoes, fried potatoes. The music stopped, and I was wondering why it stopped, but then I realized, oh, that's the end of the song, because I'm stupid. Okay, so let's bring this over to the table. By the way, yes, by the way, it's snowing outside. It's snowing. It's not over yet. What was I going to say, by the way? Yes, we have a special dessert coming up tonight, so don't go away. You might be bored of all the same meals I've been having lately, but we have a special dessert, never before seen on TV, so get psyched for that. And here we have what we're listening to. This is a new song as well, so... My neck is still hurting. Now that track, yeah, this is the first guitar track that we've heard. We've been listening to keyboards for all the previous songs. Then I thought, hey, we've already, cycled through them multiple times, or not multiple times, but we've listened to all the tracks so far, the keyboard tracks that is. So I thought, hey, let's bring out some of the guitar tracks. And so today I was listening to this track. And I thought, hey, let's listen to this track now on the video. Let's listen to this track on the video. That's what I was saying to myself. So what this track is, I don't know what track it is. It is the first guitar from Cries from a Defective Mind. I believe we listened to the keyboard track yesterday. So this is the first guitar track. Yeah, so I guess I don't know what that means, because normally I pan the guitars left and right. So there are two guitar tracks always, and I pan one left, I pan the other right. Usually I do guitar one left, so like the first one I record, I pan it left. But I think there are a couple albums where I did it the opposite. So I don't know which one it is. Not that it really matters, because it's very noisy and all over the place. But either way. So I'm going to keep the dessert a secret until we get there. So I guess I should start eating. Ooh. Oh my goodness. So I was a little worried that I overcooked the potatoes, because I cooked them for a little longer. However, I did accidentally use a little bit extra oil. So I think it evened out, and there's a nice crust on the potatoes too. I don't think they're dry. So far after the first bite, we're golden. We're golden brown. Got the NHL playoffs on the TV today, finally. So today it is les Montréal Canadiens are playing against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So I'm cheering for Montreal, like a good Canadian boy. Oh, this is good. Montreal is leading right now, 1-0. I think this is in the second period. Oh my God. This is like so good. The potatoes are cooked perfectly. Yeah, I accidentally used too much oil. More oil than normally, because I don't really measure it. I just eyeball it. I dump it out of the oil container, and then I just, eyeball it. And there ended up being just a little bit more. I can get it pretty much the same every time, but tastes really good. Crispy on the outside, fluffy on the inside. Yeah, it was snowing. Weather today has been pretty all over the place. Meanwhile, it's been above zero. It's like been 6 degrees today, which I'm assuming is over 40 Fahrenheit, because 32 is zero. And there have been these bouts of snow, which has been very strange. It's gone from like totally sunny to all of a sudden it's like a blizzard. And then it goes back to like totally sunny. What's happened when I was walking the dogs today, I started and it was sunny. Then we're walking in the woods and all of a sudden it gets cloudy. And then like 2 minutes later, it's just a blizzard. The dogs are like looking up like, what's going on? It was really windy too. And then a couple minutes later, it became sunny again. So it was really off and on type of weather today. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is a good guitar track here. There's a bunch of licks and hooks that I found because it's all improvised. So I was just screwing around with my echo pedal on my guitar as well. Very noisy, but there's also some very nice riffs in there. So riffs, some nice melodies. Yeah, I was famished before I started eating today. Just now, I should say. I had 16 cookies yesterday. 16. But I felt fine. So I felt fine today as well. Actually, kind of funny. I was down in weight this morning. By how much, by the way? I think by a pound. Yeah. Very weird. I think I finally digested whatever I ate a couple days ago. So I'm not making much progress on the weight gain at all. But I'm sure having fun eating all this stuff. Whew. There's some noise, some pick scraping. I'm just trying to get to the dessert. Ooh. Yeah, so it's looking like Tuesday, the day that I go into town, make my jaunt into town. It's going to be slightly windy, a little bit on the windy side. So I definitely picked the wrong day. Wednesday looks amazing, but I couldn't wait that long. I didn't want to wait that long. So I have one day off, which is tomorrow. I'm assuming it's going to be a day off, and then Tuesday is the big day. Tuesday is going to be a huge day. Yeah, this tastes perfect. Perfect. Like I couldn't have cooked it better. I mean, it would have tasted better if I put salt on the potatoes, but not allowed. It's against the rules. This is a good part of the song. Good stuff. Love that riff. All right, we're almost there. Just got to get these little morsels. It's the race to dessert. Just got a couple little carrots now. Come on. Oh, I'm never going to get this. How the heck am I supposed to get this? Come on. This is impossible. Oh. Finally. The oil was sort of gluing it to the plate there. All right. Well, once again, amazing meal. So I'm going to be eating this again tomorrow off video. So this was the finale of this meal. I forgot to mention that. So congratulations, you made it. So I'm going to be eating this tomorrow, and we still have dessert, by the way, but then the next video you're going to watch, I'm going to be eating lunch on location, outside. Hopefully that's not too much of a shit show. And then I'm gonna make a supper episode too, and a dessert, supper/dessert episode. So a lot of good stuff about to happen, and I have to sort of prepare myself tomorrow for the upcoming festivities. All right, so I have to take the plate over here. I've got to rinse it, because I think I'm going to be using it again for dessert. And I need to get some milk. That's a bit of a hint as to what I'm having. And I might need cutlery, I'm not sure, and scissors. Scissors? What do you need scissors for? Well, whoa! You should have seen what just happened. My spoon was like this, and then it fell like this, but I caught it before it hit the ground. It was quite amazing. It was just off camera, so you probably don't even believe me, but you're just gonna have to trust me. All right, so let's go do that. I'll just rinse my spoon anyway since I'm here. Alrighty, so I'm gonna have to rinse my plate. All right, I'm gonna have to dry it. Okay, taking a little while. I know this is the most interesting part of the video. Whenever I'm in the kitchen. Okay, that looks good. Now, what do I need? I need milk. Okay. Now, I don't know how much milk I need, to be honest. I'll just do what I've been doing, just pour a big old glass, so I don't have to come back to get more. I just thought about the cheesecake. Reminiscing about the cheesecake. Okay, now what? I need my cutlery, I think. And what else do I need? I need cutlery and I need scissors for some reason. For some inexplicable reason that will make itself known shortly. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now, I just have to check my teeth again, because there was an issue. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but no, they look fine. Yeah, they look fine. Now, I have to blow my nose because the weather is getting cooler, and so my nose is running. So cover your ears. Ugh. All right, almost done. Okay, here we go. And I think I have to wipe my face again. Okay, so I think I'm good. Finally. All right, we are back. So, for today's dessert, it's actually right in front of me. It's been here the whole time. Oh my God. I have a whole bunch of chocolate bars. Look at this. Unfortunately, they're all upside down. That was really stupid. Okay. This is horrible. That was a horrible display. Okay. So here they all are, right on the plate here. How about that? I'll just do this instead. That looks really good, doesn't it? So I had this, I don't know when I had this idea, but I got these when I was at the grocery store last time. Now the one thing, like that's what I wanted to do, and then so I go to the grocery store and they didn't have like any selection at all, just like with the cereals. It was like nothing. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I also went on Amazon. They didn't have much of anything either. I think they had 2 more that I would have gotten. Well, besides the one I did get 2 more. I got the Twix and the Mars bar on Amazon. They also had a Mirage bar, which I could have got, but it's very similar to the Aero bar, so I didn't get that. I wanted to get a Three Musketeers bar, but they didn't have it. They were only available in the US. I could have got a Rolo. I do like Rolos, but I figured, now what's the point? Anyway, I'll tell you what I got. So I got the Crunch Bar, Nestle Crunch Bar. So it says cookie biscuit, milk chocolate with cookie pieces. It's been a long time since I've had this, and I do like it. I like all of these, by the way. And by the way, I forgot to mention, I'm allergic to peanuts, and nuts in general, so obviously I avoided those. But yeah, the Crunch Bar, it's like what, like Rice Krispies inside or something like that. I don't know if you can see the picture, but this is like a bigger version of the bar. So I haven't had one of these in so long. I don't even remember the last time I had that. Now Aero, it says real milk chocolate. It says feel the bubbles melt. Yeah, so this is a very airy chocolate bar. You can see the photo there. It's got air bubbles. I don't know I remember looking at this, doing some research on chocolate bars before on whether they're available in the US or if it's a Canada thing or, United Kingdom thing or something, Europe thing or whatever. But I don't know if this is available in the US. Also, I don't know if this is available in the US, the Crunch Bar. Anyway, the Twix Bar, I know that's available in the US, right? Twix Bar, this used to be my favorite chocolate bar ever. It's got the caramel, the chocolate, and the cookie crunch, as George Costanza would say, caramel, milk chocolate, 2 cookie bars. Yeah, this used to be my go-to back in the day when I was younger. But then I switched over to being a Kit Kat guy. Well, actually, it was sort of a Twix and Mars bar. But then I turned into a Kit Kat guy. Kit Kat that is like the perfect chocolate bar in my opinion. Even about 20 years ago, even more than 20, like 20 to 25 years ago, when I'd go out with my buddies, we'd, hang out. We'd go to the store or whatever, and I'd grab a Kit Kat Chunky. I think this is when Kit Kat Chunky started coming out. So it's like one of these sticks, but it's a bigger version of it. I used to love doing that. I still love the Kit Kat Chunky. My mom bought me one of those actually a few years ago, just as like a treat or whatever. And I hadn't had it in years, and I ate it, and it was amazing. That's probably what got me back onto the Kit Kat train. And so I used to eat Kit Kats actually recently. I would have half of a Kit Kat, so I would have 2 sticks. Would I have 2 sticks? I think I would have 2 sticks for my lunch dessert. And this was only like 2 years ago. It was while I was making my Todd Plays Id Games video series. So that was recent enough. So I'm a huge fan of the Kit Kat. And so we have the Twix, the Kit Kat. Now the Coffee Crisp, I think this is a Canada thing too. I honestly don't know. Now the Coffee Crisp is an amazing chocolate bar. However, it has its issues, which I will talk about later. It doesn't really tell you. It says makes a nice light snack. Obviously, it's crispy, it's coffee-y, it has chocolate, so I like all those flavors. And it's one of my favorite chocolate bars, but it has its issues. It could be so much better, but they just refuse to change, probably due to tradition. And of course, we have the Mars bar. Now, I knew there was some, not controversy, but something's up with the Mars bar. Tampa Bay just scored. Something's up with the Mars bar in regards to the name. So this Mars bar, if you're American, this Mars bar, I don't even know if Mars is available in America anymore. Is that true? I was doing some research just before this episode because it was actually while I was cooking, because I forgot to do it earlier today, but I don't know why I knew this, but I knew that there are different versions of the Mars bar, the Three Musketeers bar, and the Milky Way bar, depending on which country you live in. So I live in Canada. So the Mars bar is chocolate, caramel, and nougat. And I think that's what it is in all of the world, except for the US. I don't even know if it's available in the US, but I read something about almonds being in it. Maybe is the Mars the Snickers? Is Snickers Mars in the US? Snickers is available in Canada, and I'm assuming it's the same as the Mars. It just has nuts or whatever in it, peanuts or something. Anyway, what I do know, they just scored again. Tampa Bay just scored again, so it's 2-1 Tampa Bay. What I do know is this version. So the caramel, the chocolate, the caramel, and the nougat, I believe is called okay, I just forgot all the information I looked up. Anyway, there's a Milky Way bar, there's a Three Musketeers bar, and there's a Mars bar. The Mars bar in Canada, you can figure out, depending on what country you live in, you can figure out which is which name applies to which bar. This is chocolate caramel nougat. In Canada and the US, I believe, but everywhere else in the world is different for the Three Musketeers bar. In Canada, it is basically the Mars bar without the caramel. So it's just chocolate and the nougat. And I think that's also true for the US. But everywhere else, I don't even know if Three Musketeers is available everywhere else. I don't know, to be honest. The Milky Way bar, I think, is in the US is the Mars bar. Is that true? I forget. I don't think the Milky Way bar is available in Canada. So it's either the Mars bar or the Three Musketeers bar. Very confusing. Anyway, there's your chocolate lesson. So the reason I wanted to get scissors was so that I could cut open the packs. But do I really need to do that or not? I don't know. I sort of wanted to avoid getting my hands dirty. Is this even working? It is. Yes. I wanted to make some nice clean cuts. So I'm not going to be eating all of them. I'm only going to be eating so this is another thing I did. I did some math. So each of these chocolate bars has about 25 grams of sugar. Except for this one. This one has more because it's bigger. I think a third of this bar has 16. So half of the bar has about 25. So if you consider half the bar as a full bar. And so there are 6 bars. And so how is this math? How did I do this math before? So there are 6 bars. Let's say the Mars bar actually has 31 grams. But I think, the Coffee Crisp has 22. No, the Coffee Crisp has 25. The Aero has 22. Aero has 25. The Kit Kat has 22. Kit Kat has 23. I don't know where 22 came from. Either way, it's about 25. My whole point of this story is, I think if I eat half of a chocolate bar, of each of these chocolate bars, I'll get around 75 grams of sugar. So that sounds fine with me. I did this math earlier, so I'm just gonna assume that it's correct. And then I'll just put the leftover stuff in a Ziploc bag. This is a lot of yapping and not enough eating. Come on, man. Oh, you're such a jerk. I'm talking to the wrapper. Okay, we're halfway done. So am I doing a tier list? I don't know. I like all of these, so I'm assuming, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how I would rank them. And I'm able to rank some of them at least, so. There's a lot of chocolate here. Oh yeah, okay, there you go. So we got Mars, we got Aero, we got Coffee Crisp, we got Twix, and we got Kit Kat. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can really cut this one in half. Never mind, I just did. Okay, so I'll put the extra stuff over here. So all the stuff I'm going to eat, I'll put over in the front. Oh, I broke that. Okay. I don't think I've ever cut a chocolate bar with a knife and fork before. Yeah, so I'm going to have to do this lengthwise because they have an odd number of squares. Okay. All right, we're getting there. So this, I don't want to crush the Mars bar. So I'll just saw it. Hey, perfect. All right, there you have it. So, I think I'm going to get, no, I'm not going to get a glove. I'll just wash my hands. Okay, so here we have it. Here is your taste test, your rankings of the chocolate bar. Your tier list of the chocolate bar. So first of all, I guess I'll try the crunchy. Okay. By the way, it says crunch. I should have showed it to you, but there's a C. It says crunch on the bar, crunch. I haven't had one of these in so long. I know I said that multiple times. You can see the like Rice Krispie chunks on the inside. Oh my God. That's so good. Wow. Oh yeah. That is really, really good. Really good. The chocolate tastes good and excellent. Huh. It's been so long. It's going to be a drinking game. How many times can I say that? Okay, now we got Kit Kat. Obviously, you know what Kit Kat looks like. Here's the Kit Kat. The inside. Yeah, I love Kit Kat. I like how they're small. You know, because I got problems with my teeth, and so I like when they're when it's small. You know. It's the perfect chocolate bar. Oh. It's not hard, like it's soft. I like, there's a nice amount of chocolate coating, so you can definitely taste the chocolate. And it's got those wafers on the inside, which are really good. And then you have the, I believe there's chocolate in between the wafers as well. I know there's a whole bunch of different kinds of Kit Kats. Actually, one of the things I wanted to do when I go to the grocery store is see if they have a better selection of chocolate bars. So, hopefully. All right, so let's have ourselves a Twix bar. Now, I don't know if this is the left or the right Twix. Marketing, like those commercials. This was my go-to though. This was my go-to chocolate bar. I like how it's smaller as well. You get 2 of them. I like the addition of the caramel. Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh, that is so good. Tastes great. Yeah, I think my one criticism of the Twix bar might be that there's a little too much cookie crunch there. I guess. Is that my complaint? I think that is. I think that became my complaint over the years. Meanwhile, I mean, there's not that much chocolate with the Kit Kat, but the wafers are small, they're soft, and it feels like the chocolate coating is chunky, especially on the corners of the bar. Okay, so this is, what is this? This is the Coffee Crisp. It's like something on it, piece of the wrapper or something. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Once again, it's a bunch of wafers. Does this even show up? I don't know. It's a bunch of wafers, and then there's just like a subtle coating of chocolate. That's my big issue with the Coffee Crisp. It doesn't really give you your chocolate fix, even though it's a chocolate bar. I mean, it's big, it's thick, but it's mostly just like the wafer cookie on the inside, and it's too big. That's my other problem with this. It's too big. I love the taste, but it's too big. There's not enough chocolate. I love the taste though. You have that coffee taste. It does taste like coffee. There is chocolate. Now, I've never seen these before, but I think it's just a no-brainer to make a smaller version of this so that it's similar to the Kit Kat. Because that would be the perfect bar. It's like this is basically the Kit Kat Chunky. Why can't you just make like the smaller one, you know? Like a Coffee Crisp Mini or something. I've literally never seen them. They have like the Halloween candy versions of these, but they're the same size. They're just shorter. They're still like really big, thick, with 2 C's. So that's my issue. They're too big, and there's not enough chocolate. But they're still one of my favorites though. I think the reason I'm so hard on the Coffee Crisp is that I like it so much, and I know how it could be better, but they just ignore me because they don't even know I exist. Because I've never talked to them before. So this is the Aero bar. This is very light. This is the one that has the bubbles in it. It's basically just chocolate, that's it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Then when you bite down on it, the chocolate basically, like the bubble parts, they just melt in your mouth. It's so satisfying. It tastes really good, but it is just chocolate. But I have fond memories of the Aero bar. It's not one I would generally get for that reason. You know, it's just chocolate. I had other chocolate bars that I preferred, but I have fond memories of this because I was working out of town. I was up north in this isolated area, And I think they basically just had one motel. And so we would eat there for our meals, and they had hot chocolate. And they also had Aero bars. And so what I would do, I would get a hot chocolate, and then I would get an Aero bar, and I would melt the Aero bar in the hot chocolate to make it super sweet and chocolatey. And boy, oh boy, was that ever good. That was amazing. I still remember doing that, and that was over 20 years ago. So that was very fun. I'm going to be eating everything on this first row. I'm just taking a bite of each so far. Okay. Now we have the Mars bar. So this cut perfectly, actually. You get a perfect cross section. So you get the caramel, you get the nougat, and you get the chocolate. This is it's got a nice chocolate coating, a nice thick chocolate coating. The nougat, I love the nougat. And I love the caramel. So this has everything that I like. This is definitely top tier chocolate bar for me still. Now, I also love the Three Musketeers. I don't know if I mentioned that. The version in Canada, where it's basically the Mars bar without the caramel. So I very much enjoy that one as well. I would get that occasionally. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Ah. Oh, that's good. Making a mess of my teeth though. Oh, it's so soft. It's so pleasing to eat. So good. Okay, well, I've had a bit of each. Now I'm just going to plow through the rest. And I'll save these for tomorrow, I guess. Or, no, I'll save them for, maybe I should have them on another video. Now that I've gone through each one, how would I rank them? I don't think I can rank them. I'm sorry. I think I expressed myself in an appropriate manner as I tasted them. So they're all at least A tier. And okay, Kit Kat, S tier. I think Twix has lost its S tier status for me, personally. So we got Kit Kat S tier, Mars S tier, and the others are A tier. How about that? That sounds like a good idea, right? Yeah. But I like Twix. I like Kit Kat better than Mars, though. So maybe I'll put Kit Kat S tier and then the rest A tier. So good. So good. I'm surprised by the Crunch Bar. Tastes so good. Yeah, I guess it's just solid milk chocolate with like the Rice Krispie things in the, I don't think they're actually Rice Krispies, but you know what I'm talking about? Very, very good. All right, let's have another bite of the Twix. Oh my God. I mean, the Twix is still awesome. Yeah, Kit Kat is S tier. The rest are A tier. The one thing about the Mars though, it has like, I think because it's so decadent, it has this sort of aftertaste where it's a little too much. I don't know how to describe it. It's not bad. I mean, I still love it, but... Oh. Mmm. Oh my God. Yeah, the coffee crisp just, it tastes so good. It's really a shame at it, because whenever I bite it, you know, because I have the problems with my teeth, so I can only bite with my left side of my mouth. So it's so awkward trying to eat it. Mmm. Mmm, 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 mmm. Mm. Okay, so I finished the coffee crisp. Mm. So the Mars bar and the Twix bar, it came in like a 16 pack, a multi-pack from Amazon. It had 4 of each bar. It had 4 Mars, 4 Twix, and then it had 4 Snickers and 4 M&M peanuts or something. Obviously, I didn't have the Snickers or the M&M peanuts because I'm allergic. So those are just sitting on the floor over there. I gotta find out what to do with those. And then everything else, I just got a single at the grocery store. So I still have 3 Mars bars and 3 Twix bars. So I'm pretty much set for chocolate bars. I used to get like, back in the day, I think this was around 2010, 2009, 2010. I used to get the 4 packs at the grocery store. I think I would get, that's when I would have like 1 bar a day. I would get Mars, I would get Twix, and I would get Kit Kats and just cycle through them. Good times though, I remember doing that. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to, this is probably too big. So I'm gonna try and just have half of it. I think that the Mars has the best texture. It's so soft on the inside. Oh God. Oh my God. No, Mars has to be S tier too. It just has to be. Yeah. Kit Kat and Mars are S tier chocolate bars. Oh my God. Okay, so I guess I'll finish off the Twix. Video is getting really long. And now we have the arrow. But because of how bubbly it is and airy, I feel like you're getting ripped off. because you're not getting as much. Yeah, the Aero Bar is 42 grams. Coffee Crisp is 50. Mars is 52. Kit Kat is 45. You're getting a little ripped off there too. Twix is 50. I'm not going to do the Crunch because it's a large, it's basically a double bar. But yeah, getting a little ripped off there. The Kit Kat is worth it though. Oh yeah. Oh. Okay, now I've got to try and finish this Crunch Bar. I could probably eat all of this, but I don't think that's smart. Probably not very smart. I know there's a lot of saturated fat in all of these chocolate bars. I think each one has like a third of your daily recommended saturated fat. So if I had half, I don't, that's too much math. I don't want to do more math. I forgot about the Crunch Bar. Man, it's been too long, Crunch Bar. Where have you been in my life? Oh my God. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost done. I can finally take a break tomorrow. I got to figure out what I'm going to have for dessert tomorrow. All right, I got one bite left. Wish me luck. Oh, well, my teeth are going to be rotting tonight, that's for sure. Oh, that was so good. I haven't had a chocolate bar in a while. I don't know if I mentioned that. In general. It may have been the last one I had. No, it was probably when my mom gave me the Kit Kat Chunky. I think that's when it was. That was probably a year ago. So, boy, oh boy, was that ever good. So I'm going to put these in a Ziploc bag. I'm just going to put them all together. And I got to figure out what to do with them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. Maybe I'll have some of it tomorrow. I don't know. But either way, this was a very long video, 54 minutes. So I apologize for the length. And next video is going to be on location. Super exciting video on location, eating a new meal. never before seen on video, on TV. And then I get to go, I think by the time I record the video, I will have already gone on my donut hunt. So I'll give you an update on the donut hunt. And then after my meal, I'm going to the grocery store. So it's going to be a very exciting time. So until then,